Welcome back to James Revealed, where I will take it all off for the 10,000 challenge. No, I have what I told you I was going to do for the 10,000 challenge, which was dye my hair purple, which I have not done yet. I am working on that. I have to be very careful. It's probably going to be more, I'll do pure purple later down the road when I can get away with it. Just started a job not too long ago. So I will be dyeing my hair streaks of purple soon because I think I can get away with that. I think. Let's get through some announcements, through some what's going to happen today in this stream, everything else. I am just going to be, let's see here, exclusive events. No, I'll just throw it into the... Okay. So if you go to our Discord, I'll show you on screen. What up, Wolf? Let's see here. How's it going, Wolf? I wonder if other people are going to join. Oh, there we go. I was going to say, I mean, sometimes I have to give it a little bit of a break. So I have the movie challenge that, we worked on, everything else. I know it's not like the perfect one. Some things were injected, but everything was, I think, yeah. I mean, I threw in Pandorum, and I think I also injected one other one. I can't remember. Oh, Tucker and Dell versus the Forces of Evil, because it's so good, and I don't know why it's not fully capitalized. Doesn't matter. So the point I'm bringing this up is this is the event that we're going to be doing for just for fun. So it's passive. If you do it, if not, it's all about, we'll have an area in the Discord. It's about interacting with each other again. Post a pic or whatever, or just say, hey, I watched it. And once we have an accumulative, I'll mention you in the Halloween special video / podcast that we do. So it's up to you if you want to do it. I think it's going to be fun. I'm doing it. And it's kind of making me, I'll throw it into the Discord. It's going to force me to watch some movies. Like, I have not seen A Nightmare on Elm Street in a long time, and I didn't see the whole thing. Alien, once again, haven't seen it in decade plus. Pandorum, haven't seen it in decade plus. 13 Ghosts, never seen it. Quiet Place, never seen it. The Cabin in the Woods, haven't seen it in like 15 years. The Lost Boys, never seen it. Night of the Living Dead, I've seen parts of this. Tucker and Dell versus the Forces of Evil, I've seen it almost every year. I love it. 28 Days Later, actually, weirdly enough, haven't fully seen that. I've seen most of it, though. I just didn't pay attention. Hocus Pocus, I forgot we put Hocus Pocus on there. Interesting. And then Renfield, haven't seen it. So half this list I have not seen. I also have a backup list that I will be posting that I will be also going through. But we had to do 13 for the special 13 challenge. Okay, we have a lot to talk about today. Like, a lot to talk about. Including a little bit of planning that I like to do sometimes in these streams. But let's say hi to peeps. And then we'll go over what we're going to do today. Welcome, Wolf. Chad, Cat, and Baby. Chris Lee, welcome. Lomkey, welcome. And there we go. So, we'll probably get more people trickle in. I did create this stream last night. I find that when I create them a day or two ahead, people forget. If you don't want to forget, then make sure to hit watch, be notified when it goes live or whatever. I've heard, Wolf picking the new Hocus Pocus. That's totally fine. I'll count that. Technicalities are fine. I could have been like, I wanted more haunting ones, so that you'll see some more haunting ones in the second tier. It's meant to be a fun little event. We'll probably do some horror giveaways too and everything. I still have to do my Starfield giveaway, which won't happen today. What today is going to be all about is the Xbox leak. Then we've got Steam 3.5, which I'm going to mention some stuff. It's exciting for reasons I think it's been overblown by the Steam Deck community a little bit. I think it's a very important update, but I see so many people care about it. And for me personally, um, there's a couple things I really do like about it. And don't get me wrong, I do think it's important. The amount of like traction it's gotten, it's crazy. And then we're going to get into Counter-Strike and kind of what my plans are for games revealed and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. As I'm trying to get back into it more and more. It just takes time. Podcasts are fun too. Let's see here. Lomkey I'll talk why it's important later. Yeah, well, no, Lomkey, I'm not saying that it's not a good update. I really do think it's important. It's just I was expecting certain things to be better than they were. That's it. Like a lot of updates that needed to happen. Like, yeah. So let's get into this, shall we? And people can trickle on in if they want as we talk about this. Oh, let's see here. Okay. You having fun there, Wolf? Okay, so the number one thing, I'm sure most of you guys at this point, I'm a little behind technically on reporting this. I was thinking about doing a video for it. I've just various amounts of things that I'm going to talk about later. So Xbox had a leak, if you don't know, and it's their roadmap of almost, people are saying 10 years. It looked like more of their roadmap, and I actually thought I did actually have an image here. Hold up. Maybe I didn't. Hold up. Guess not. But they have like a timeline image kind of thing going on. And I thought I had the whole thing. Oh, this is kind of it. I should have gathered my... Okay, here it is, right here. It's not really... Well, there's this and there's one other one. Damn. It's not their 10 years per se. It's kind of leaked of what they plan on doing up until about 28, 29, maybe 30, 2030, that is. And so, and none of it's surprising. Honestly, none of it's surprising. Raichi, Xbox made me a popcorn bucket. LoJack, welcome, welcome, welcome. Raichi, also welcome. Cascoder, I was here on time. Cascoder, before I forget, podcasts, if you're up for it. Honestly, I've been... Oh, yeah, let's bring this back in. I don't know why I expanded it out. Chad, honestly, I've been noticing a trend going back to people wanting physical copies again. That's what they say they want. Here's the thing. So if you're a PC gamer, you haven't really dealt with physical copies in like a decade. Maybe more. That's just how it is. Console gamers, still, I think most people potentially will go for... Well, actually, if you're an average gamer that doesn't care for longevity and you just want to play it, oftentimes I like a lot of my buddies that just, they like the game, but they're more casual. They just buy the digital versions of it. So it's up to each one. I don't think it's as big of a deal as others are purporting. Like Mudahar's video is always great. Like he gets impassioned about it, but at the same time, it's a niche kind of area. I think it's important. Don't get me wrong. Cascoder, 7 DVDs of Grand Theft Auto 5 to install the PC version before you needed to activate it. Yeah. Brandon or Chad, I admit I don't have a disk drive on my PC. Well, I don't either. Mine doesn't even have drive bays. A lot of PCs don't have drive bays. I have external drives and everything because I have old games I want to play. Here's the thing that everyone kind of forgets when it comes to the digital thread. Now, if you're streaming it, that's a different story. When he's talking about the Xbox gaming stuff, Mudahar stuff, I don't think he mentioned that if it's digital, you still could technically just grab... If you... I condone piracy. You can still pirate it even if it's not a CD version. So, there you go. Hate to break it to people. Even if it's not a CD version, you can still pirate it. I don't condone it. I condemn it. Raichi, pirated version is the best version for preservation. I agree. You don't need a CD for doing that though. So, yeah. Thus, where do you find most of those types of games, pirated games? On PC. And we have not had a CD version for most games in how long? That's my point. I like to think these things through. And I usually have a little bit of a counterpoint or a counter opinion than some other people. I like watching Mutahar stuff. I think he's really in the nook of it, even if he has his videos he does on this couch in the dark. They're fun. I do think he makes a good point of preservation, and I have a whole episode on the podcast on preservation. I just don't think going digital is a deal breaker completely, especially if it's on Xbox. Most games are going to be on PC, thus you can kind of do your whole thing if you want. PlayStation, that's a little bit different, but Cascoder, you can still download your Wii Virtual Console games right now. No, that's cool. I did not know that, Cascoder. Real Savage, welcome. Making Asus Wi-Fi router and Xbox making a Wi-Fi D-Link router. Oh, interesting. A D-Link? Huh. PlayStation's making it. That's so bizarre. So those are the companies Asus being with PlayStation seems weird. So I've predicted this forever. This was easy stuff to kind of predict. We're going digital. I hate to break it to people. I know people are going to say, well, maybe I'll stop at Mutahar. How many times has he mentioned he's not going to start? And I know I keep on, that's the one I've recently watched. I've watched some other people on this. He's the one that's keeps threatening to quit gaming and stop playing games and stuff like that. He is an old man, and I'm like 5 years older than him, if not older. He's hilarious. And so I don't think it's going to affect a lot of people. I do think I personally think it's good to have a CD drive or a drive that is, and have all of it that way, especially if you don't have a big hard drive. If they're throwing in 2-3 terabyte drives, I might be more on board on this. This right here, yeah, more internal storage for games, 2 terabytes. So this is going to be coming with a 2 terabyte, which minimum has to be minimum if you're going to do that. Hell, Call of Duties are going to start being 500 gigabytes. So what do we do about that? What do we do? Once again, I do like CD drives. I just personally, it's already going off. So when you install with new gen stuff, it's being installed onto the hard drive because it's just faster reads. CDs are kind of useless in some ways, except for people that are like internet challenged. And I'm not going to mention a certain Jack of the Lows that has, we have to give him a day's head to notice to download games. Nothing wrong with that. It is what it is. That's where it's nice, and they need to come out with something for people that are in rural areas. And make sure to @ me if you really want me to read your comment, especially out loud. Lomkey, if all digital, they can change it on you unless it's DRM free or server needs to talk to. Like all the GTA games on Steam when Rockstar added a launcher and removed music and due to copyright. Yeah, no, I mean, yeah. It sucks. There's parts of it that suck, but all I know as a PC gamer, this does not affect me in any way. This is very interesting and intrigues me to potentially get one, but at the same time, why? I just like the idea of it. I like the idea of getting one of these and actually modding it and making it into a Windows machine. I think it'd make a pretty good Windows desktop. Let's look into this. The Brooklyn Xbox Series X refresh. This is happening, I believe. Let's see. Do they not mention it? They mention it in here. So yeah, the Brooklyn 2 terabyte launch is launching not next year, but the year after. So 25 November period. And then they're going to phase out the older one, it looks like, next year, I think. Then I think the Hollywood 1 terabyte launch is going to be the Series S refresh, which is going to make it faster, I believe. So yeah. Wolf. Wait, is Mudahar? Mudahar, I think has a girlfriend. I don't think he has a wife, does he? Did I say anything about a wife? The console looks like a Wi-Fi router. So here's the thing. So here's another thing that people like didn't quite understand why people made fun of the Mac trash can. I think the Mac trash can was like a not a bad looking device per se. The problem was it was very limited in its size. It was meant to pack in a lot of stuff. And for that size and its form factor, not as good. I've had a Corsair 1, which now belongs to someone else here. And I've had smaller devices like this, and this is how the consoles are kind of going anyways. They're towers that vent heat out top. That's just how they work. They work really well this way. It's designed to reduce, to be just more thermal conscious. It's not a bad looking device. I do wish that they would add some like skin, like maybe skins will be easier on this, or add something to help flare it up. But at the same time, throwing that into your bedroom, room, wherever it is going to look very slick. I have to admit, the PlayStation 5 looks like cool and special. Thermal dynamics, yes. Thank you, Cascoder. The PlayStation 5 looks cool and all, but it's not very practical shape and everything, right? Like that. This, pretty practical, in my opinion. It's pretty cool. I like it. The Brooklyn will deliver 4K Gen 9 console gaming with more internal storage. Fast, and to be fair, we're probably going to see more refreshes than anything. There's going to be a gen. There's the next gen will be something similar to where it could stream. Digital, no surprise. This is pretty much expected. Streaming is where I do think that this is all going to lead to eventually, though. So the Brooklyn will deliver 4K Gen 9 console gaming with more internal storage, faster Wi-Fi, reduced power, a more immersive controller, and a beautiful redesign that elevates the all-digital experience of the Xbox ecosystem, giving our fans more to love. Beautiful and innovative new design, more internal storage for 2 terabytes, USB-C front port with the power delivery. I mean, I'd like this. Is it just one? I'd like to see 2, maybe 3. All new, more immersive controller, same great price, $499. It's sure not a great price, but it's a price. All new Southbridge to modernize I/O and sustainability efforts, which is good. This is some stuff that pisses people off, but I think it's good. It also can translate into better power consumption, cheaper power bills. Wi-Fi 6, so you're going to have better latency, play your online games, all that. I don't know if this crowd that we're in right now with you guys, like you guys care about the Xbox so much, but some of this is indicative of what we could potentially see in like a Steam Deck, or because like the AMD APUs, what they're going to get out of this, some of the IO is stuff that we could potentially see in a next gen Steam Deck. That's part of the fun of this all, right? Not that this is a Steam Deck only channel, but yeah. Bluetooth, yeah. So the die shrinkage is really interesting. The 6 nanometer die shrink for improved efficiency will improve the cooling, make it smaller. In fact, I wonder how small this really is. I think they show a picture of it. We'll get through all this. Reduce PSU power by 15% because of that die shrinkage. It's going to new low power standby mode for 20%. It's going to decrease power consumption, which is good. Increased use of PCR on housing to 30%. That's an interesting one. And then 100% recyclable packaging. Love it. Let's get into chat, and then we'll move on a little bit up the ways. Raichi, I have a 20 plus 20 terabyte RAID NAS with many DRM-free games from my Steam library. And yes, I do have ROMs in it. Nice. I have been planning on doing a NAS box again. What, Rachie, what brand did you go with that NAS box? Did you do a fully custom? I done full custom, like just a small micro PC. And I've also, my current one, which is somewhere over here that I don't have it plugged in, has Simpsons that are like 30 years old. No, it's not 30 years old. The Simpsons, like back in the day kind of stuff on it. What is it? Syslink? I can't even remember. It's right there, though. I'm not going to grab it, though. Yes. Wolf, no, it was just one of the many random things I say that he has a wife. I don't think, yeah, okay, I get you, Wolf. Lumkey, there's a video with Linux running on the Mac trash can. Yeah. Raichi, $500 is too expensive. Flash storage is 3 times cheaper than the release of this gen. So this refresh is literally way more expensive because of the lack of disk drive. Disk drives aren't that expensive. Raichi, I'm an Xbox gamer. Oh, you are, Raichi. Okay, sorry. I mean, once again, this channel is not meant to be for, I focus on PC gaming more-esque. I also focus on games. Like, if there's a game that's interesting enough that I cover in a podcast or whatever, it doesn't matter if it's on Xbox, PlayStation, or PC. I just tend to gravitate towards PC because it's more tech-oriented along with the games and just makes it easier for me. That's awesome, Rachie. Wolf, Brink will be dyeing his hair for hitting 10K subscribers, but won't be able to do vivid color until later. Yeah, it's going to be a little bit more low key so I can work. It's unfortunate, but I will be doing, more. I think Sony's dropping a PlayStation 5 Pro. Wouldn't that stomp the Xbox in specs? Probably. This will probably get a refresh. This is probably a little misleading on some of the stuff that's leaked. I wouldn't be surprised if they change things up. And who knows how old this is. What's really interesting along with the leak, and this is a big leak, we got an Oblivion remaster, which remaster, I want Oblivion remade, as Oblivion was actually kind of boring for me. We'll get back into the Xbox again in here in a second, but we're going to go through this timeline because I'm crazy. Yeah, so you got Oblivion remaster, and then the Fallout 3, I think, is going to be another remaster. I'd want it to be a remake, but once again, it's Fallout 3 and New Vegas need remakes. They're old enough and Oblivion is old enough. They need more remakes than remasters because some of the mechanics just are a little too old. And a new entry in the Doom franchise, which is awesome. You know me, I love my Doom. I dream, sleep, and I guess that's the same thing, and chew demons for breakfast. According to new documents revealed as part of the FTC versus Microsoft, the games were included in July 2020's Microsoft presentation about the then potential ZeniMax acquisition. Yeah. Include, oh, damn, we have to read the article. Yeah. Originally set for a fiscal year of 20, this is probably Starfield, probably pushed this back, potentially. So it's probably going to come out next year. Doom Year Zero is going to come out, potentially, it's going to come out next year. Wow, a lot of the stuff. Fallout 3, I could also see coming out in the next year or two. It's a remaster, though. It better be a really good remaster. A sequel to Ghostwire Tokyo, which is what I've been playing currently on the the Brink channel. And then Dishonored 3, which is an interesting one. I haven't finished Dishonored 2 because the consequence system pisses me off too much. I literally can't kill anyone or else you get kind of the bad ending. I know people don't say it's the bad ending, but I consider it the bad ending. Yeah, so Redfall. Oh, yes. Redfall? Hardly knew her. So Fallout World, yeah, so you're going to get multiple Starfield DLCs. There's a lot to unpack in this whole thing. I still can't believe Elder Scrolls Online is still going, which I guess is good that they're packing it in. It's an interesting roadmap. It's kind of a sad roadmap, and I think it lent that a lot of these remasters are potentially coming to Xbox only. Some games are going to be on both. Some are going to be on Xbox. Okay, let's see here. Let's see what are people having to say. Bethesda lineup is the most predictable lineup of games I've ever seen. Yeah, it's Cascoder. It's honestly a Fallout would be kind of nice to see on there. But yeah, Lomkey, some of the leak with Phillips, who runs Xbox part of Microsoft, was really like, we don't Game Pass sub then it over, something like that. Yeah, there's also, was there mention? I haven't got to this part yet though, but there was like mention about acquiring Nintendo or wanting to try to, like it would be the pinnacle of his career. Reishi, Tango should do something else with their time. Ghostwire Tokyo 2 isn't great enough. Tango, yeah, I really like the original one that I've been playing so far. It is very basic in a lot of its mechanics though, but it makes for a great game to stream and chat with chat. Spencer, chance of Xbox native Game Pass on Steam Deck. Just curious. Depends. I do think that streaming and the Game Pass might become a future. It could be that we're not going to see a next Xbox that isn't just a streaming device. So if that becomes more and more the case, they have to support Linux, which adds a whole other layer to the whole thing. If they worked with Steam, it wouldn't be bad. Steam and or Valve and Xbox/Microsoft have a weird relationship, to say the least. A weird relationship. Cascoder, Fallout 3 Remake and Fallout 5 were part of the leak. Yeah, I knew. Oh, wait, Fallout 3 Remake? Because this says remastered. Don't tell me that these. Man, yeah. Let's look at that. Because Fallout 3, okay, it's a remastered. It's not a remake. There's a difference. Unless it's a different forecast. I do know that Fallout 5, yeah, because there's so many docs, I'm just going off these articles. Let's see. That's not it. Phil Spencer gets real about gaming studio closures. It's not about profits when asked if a Game Pass could have prevented studio closures and leaked email from FTC. The Microsoft Gaming CEO said that closures are almost always because of leadership, leaving Lionhead as an example, or team just losing its passion. Oh, interesting. I don't think we ever closed a studio due to the studio P&L. It's almost always been either from leadership leaving, Lionhead, or as an example, or team just losing its passion, and Symbols as an example. That's interesting. Yeah, it would be interesting to see if they do close studios. I don't think they want to. If they can get good products to come out of their stuff, they'd want to keep it going. Microsoft has considered future release titles to bring to Game Pass last May. This seems old. But yeah, Baldur's Gate 3 barely made the list. The game was described as a second-run Stadia PC RPG. Oh, damn. And leaked emails. Damn, they were wrong. Let's see. There's more to this. Let's see. I'm sorry. I'm jumping around a little bit. Okay, this is it right here. I know this is... So they also have the new Xbox controller, which I actually like. I could see people not liking this, though. The new Xbox for 2024 and the new hybrid Xbox for 2028. But we can just appreciate Microsoft's League Sybil controller for a sec. The $70 pad could arrive in 2024, chock full of the best parts of Sony's DualSense, Valve, Steam controller, and Google Stadia. And here's hoping So this is an interesting one. I don't know why they would mention it that way, but this does have a lot of cool bells and whistles. Let's get to it here in a second. Yeah. Let's see. What are you guys saying? Lomki, yes, with Nintendo, they slowly buy in their time buying stocks of Nintendo and what was reported, but it's not only Nintendo. They want to keep buying, so Game Pass only passes places only can play games. Yeah, that's the scary part. When Game Pass becomes the only place you can buy and play games, that's when I will start freaking out. As of right now, you can buy games or you can use the pass to just have access to a bunch of them. I don't like the idea, and even with like a lot of, I think even like Netflix shows, you can go to a store like Target used to sell them. I know that, if you wanted to buy them on DVD or Blu-ray a couple of years ago, you could buy some of their series that were Netflix made. Once we see it only on the streaming device or the streaming service, then that's when alarm bells start going off. I don't know if they should do that. I think they'd lose money doing that. Personally, I do think the Game Pass is a great idea. It's good. I think it's, and I don't think I don't take it. I think streaming, or there'll be a console or something like that for streaming. Not like the PlayStation Portable, but more or less it will be able to access the internet and just stream from a cloud service potentially in the next decade. I wouldn't be surprised if they rolled out something like that. We'll see though. Cascoder, I don't think the execs with Eternal Documents understand the complexities of running Fallout 3 or Obsidian on modern hardware versus using the Starfield version of the creation engine. Yeah. You can already run Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas on modern hardware. There's nothing wrong with that. They could do HD. The problem is going back into that old code that's buggy as hell. There's still bugs they haven't fixed back when they released it. And thinking that maybe if you update the graphics, which there's a problem with doing remakes with Bethesda games, is that the mods do it better. What I'd like to see is them do remakes where they fundamentally make the interfaces, interactions, polish up the graphics really well. It doesn't have to be a really, really amazing remake. I want it to feel more modern. And some people won't like that. Then go play the old game. Like, the old game's still there. I have a hard time going back to New Vegas. I like it. Just some of the old mechanics I don't like as much. And so it gets in my way sometimes. Spencer Walker, Microsoft also mentioning buying Valve. Microsoft and Valve merger. Yeah, I highly doubt. So here's the thing with Valve. Microsoft's going to get in a lot of trouble if they buy up too much. I would be really shocked if Microsoft bought Valve. Valve does not... They'd have to wait 10, 20 years. They have to wait until Gabe retires or passes away. And even then, it's the way it's potentially going to be gifted / owned is going to be a little worrisome for Microsoft to try to acquire. Could still happen, though. Nintendo it's a Japanese company. And that's the crux for Nintendo with Microsoft. We'd have to see with the Nintendo Microsoft acquisition. I don't know. I think there's pride that's sorry. I need to turn off this heater. There's pride attached to potentially selling to Microsoft with Nintendo. But they do love their money, if we didn't notice. So maybe enough dollar signs, Nintendo will be theirs. That's an interesting one. I will be honest. I'm a kind of a person that likes to see the world burn from a safe distance, and Nintendo's one of those things where I would be interested to see how it goes with Microsoft. Touch my Medicare, I want better medical and a bunch of other things, political. I don't know if it's really political things that we don't have here. I'd like to see those things not be screwed around with and improved on, but like my games, Nintendo, I think it'd be interesting to see the world burn on that one. Um, Lomkey was offered before when Valve was a lot smaller. Oh yeah, no, I'm sure they've potentially offered multiple times. Lomkey, they did talk about Valve. Gabe will never sell as long as he's running it. Yeah, that's kind of I've watched a lot of his interviews, and that's where I'm kind of gleaming it from. Microsoft trying to remove even Windows be on the cloud. It's the future. All the hardware be on the cloud. You can log in anywhere. Yes and no. So the operating system itself will potentially always be on the device because you have to have an operating system. You have to have something to interface with the web. There's a lot of ways to make it light and then make it heavy, but it's always going to be some type of version of what we already have. We'll see. It will be interesting to see how things improve. Honestly, software-wise, simplifying, making things not as buggy, and just simplifying a lot of what we already have is probably the biggest thing that they could do. And improving hardware and actually getting to the stars and stuff, like Starfield. And I say that because you play Starfield and their systems, their like operating system on that is so plain. Obviously, it's just a space sim, or not even a space sim, it's just a space game. But you play it and you're like, wow, Windows is looking really light these days. Raichi, Microsoft, you mean, and Nintendo, the three of us together. Valve. Yeah, Valve will not work out. Yeah, Nintendo will be interesting, though. Yuripa, hello. Congrats on the 10K. Welcome, Yuripa. And thank you. It's awesome that we hit 10K. And I have not been, I need to release videos, actual videos. So I've been releasing podcasts, and we'll get to my whole plan in here in a little bit on the plan for the channel. So, and hopefully I can adhere to it. Lumkey, Fallout 3 and Proton have less crash problems. I not try it. I do have the game. Yeah, Lumkey. Probably would have less. Well, I mean, I can play Fallout 3 in New Vegas nowadays, but it still has some bugs. It doesn't crash. Spencer Walker, just pay some modders. I don't know why studios don't try that. No, here's the thing. It's the pure arrogance. It's got to be some like weird arrogance, weird thing that they want to own it. I'm glad that Bethesda kind of, they're fine with mods and all that. Pay the modders. Tell them to remaster it, but they want to make money, so they're going to remaster. I mean, there's a point Skyrim's been released so many times. So, Raichi, Fallout needs Starfield gunplay. It already kind of feels very samey, but yeah, it needs to be improved. Lomkey, with the price of GPUs, I do see cloud future via Azure. Yeah, Azure could be interesting with that. Lomkey. Yeah, so Cascoder, Microsoft probably wants to buy Valve even more now than this 2020 email from a non-gaming standpoint. Two, they squelch any potential of Valve influencing more people to try Linux. There's a reason why Valve is doing the Linux play, and they talked about it a while ago. This is why they have a really weird relationship with Microsoft. They still do stuff together with Microsoft and everything like that, but they get tired of Microsoft and Windows not being better. And so they're like, well, if you're not going to do this, and there's also the risk of other things going on with Microsoft, and they just didn't want to deal with that. That's why they started moving to Linux 10 plus years ago. Valve did, meaning trying to support more and more with their products, with other products, with Proton. That's where a lot of this stuff kind of started happening, was because Valve didn't want to have to deal with Windows and the potential possibilities of what just ramifications. Let's just say Unity thing. Great example. Microsoft has a new CEO, garbage person. Who knows? They've had one garbage person that nearly destroyed Microsoft in some ways. And then they're like, you know what? Every time you download Microsoft, that's when we're going to charge you. It's going to be $50 for every time you download it. I don't see that going very well. then people would want to move off, or they limit it. If you have any game, any software on Windows, then you have to pay 5% of your profit, 10% of your profit, no matter what. What if they do something retroactively? Like, meaning not retroactively, but they're just like, okay, Windows 11's dead. Windows 12 is coming out. If you put any games on it, which is the only one you can technically buy, that's how it's going to go. So that's the worry. That's the thing I like about open source. At the same time, open source, having an open directive and having it's just, there is some issues with it sometimes. Valve has money still driving it. That's why Valve can continue to create open source software. They still make money from people using it. Lumkey, Windows 12 or the next Windows may see a lot of cloud stuff closely together. I want to see how, though, because already the cloud is on like my browser. I want to see how they'd actually integrate it. Chris, I know that they've mentioned that they're going to, but I want to see if they actually can. Chris, I have a question on video game, but it's probably not coming out in 2023. Shoot, Chris, throw it to me in here, and I'll at least queue it up. Glad Steam is working hard for Linux gaming. Agreed, Raichi. Lomkey. Pretty much Microsoft Windows needs check and balance. Linux don't have to take over, just be the splinter on Microsoft's big toe. I agree with that. I don't think Mac's the answer, too. I think Linux my preference would have a couple of big boys, which I guess SteamOS is becoming a big boy, so kind of. Even though desktop version of SteamOS I'm not a big fan of. It's getting better, though. Gonzalez. Off topic, but can you do a video installing and configuring the modern arcade launcher Technoparrot? I can't find anything on Steam Deck. I would love to play Castlevania Arcade, Mario Kart Arcade. I have not seen anything on this. That is one of the things. I will look into it, Gonzalez. I don't do as many guides these days. One, the guides can do really well. The saturation of the market right now with Steam, and I'll get into this next whatever. I'm gonna go over the games revealed stuff. If I can get over a lot of the stuff that's going on in my life right now, I will try to get back into some guides. I just don't want to make promises right now. I keep on making promises and not fulfilling them. That's why I want to go through into the Excalibur draw. Spencer, if I'm Valve dropping a Steam set-top Xbox chip from the original deck, 179, no controller, 250 with a Steam controller too. Also be nice to see if Steam has apps like Netflix, YouTube. Well, that's I would love to see that built in. It would be great. They probably eventually will. I have my rebuild project that you can technically use and do it. It's just not done. Another thing I want to talk about. Yeah, Retro Deck might help you, like Lomkey mentioned. Chris, show American Story. I really wish it came out. I bought a PS5 for it to buy it. Okay, let's see. Oh, interesting. Okay. We'll get into that towards the end. I think undercutting the Series S and Switch is a good play. Agreed. Okay. So. Yeah. November 20. Oh, wait. I was reading that list wrong. Am I reading this wrong? So. It's going to become. So. Yeah, this is. Oh, I'm so confused with their list. This says right here that I'll have the 2 terabyte. It'll have the 2 terabyte or double the current model and come standard with a Sebel controller. Microsoft also notes that it'll have the same great price as the current and arrives tentatively next year. So in about a year, we'll be getting the newer one. That makes more sense. I was gonna say, like, if they did it in 2 or 3 years, that tech is old. It makes sense though to refresh it. Here's the controller, and this is really interesting controller. Let's just see if we can zoom in. Nope. Okay, well, that is what it is. So the new Xbox controller, the world's best controller, not playing on the screen near you. So it's going to have the Xbox Wireless 2, which is going to help with connectivity, make it lower latency and all that. Bluetooth enabled on it, which is awesome, of course. Direct to cloud, so it's going to be like Stadia, meaning if you want to, they're probably going to have what's called like a wireless thing, kind of like and I think, if I'm not mistaken, they're already doing deals with smart TVs and devices to have Xbox an Xbox app on them. So the direct to cloud would probably potentially work with that. It needs to have some type of interface, which is really cool, honestly. It's essentially Google gave up on Stadia and Microsoft's doing Stadia. And I think Stadia made sense. Google is not a game company, so it was a little hard for them, I feel like, to really play the part. But if they would have partnered up with someone, then maybe they could have done better. Seamless pair and switch, new mobile app features, see paired devices and clouds, manage devices and accessories, which is all kind of weird, but I'm like, that's software based. But feel the game, the precision haptic feedbacks. So they're going to have precision haptic feedbacks, like in the Steam Deck, kind of, with the pads. And then PlayStation 5, I think, has also precision feedback systems. The VCA haptics double as speakers, so these also are speaker areas, so the whole thing can be a speaker. Accelerometer, quieter buttons and thumbsticks, which is an interesting one. Do good, feel good, rechargeable and swappable battery. I like that. That's a big deal. As long as the battery comes with it. So the PlayStation 5 doesn't have that. Their controller, albeit amazing controller, I really like the PS5 controller. It's my favorite controller right now. This one could beat it. Does not have that, and the battery's a little, not as strong. Having it be rechargeable and swappable is pretty cool. Recyclable materials and less resin, which is good. Sustainability, I'm all for sustainability. They do it for marketing purposes, so I think some people do like being sustainable at these companies, but ultimately they're doing it for profit. It's gonna cost them less product to make, and it looks good. It's a marketing gimmick. Albeit good, is better they do it than not. Improved new modular thumbsticks. Modular? Oh, I didn't know that. So you'll be able to replace these modular. Can you pop them out and put the D-pads in different places? That's interesting. That's really cool. So you could if a new thumbstick comes out, a new company wants to release a better thumbstick, you could just swap those out. Improved longevity, continued build improvements. Familiar Xbox feel, lift to awake. I mean, some of these. So when you read ubiquity, sustainability, this is stuff like, so designers, especially just designers all around, they like to go with words to work around. So like, this is what we're going to do approach-wise. The Xbox is going to have sustainability, approachability, and all this. And then they build off of that. That's how these products are built out. Same thing can be done with web mobile apps. Oftentimes companies will choose words to work around of what they want their users to feel when they're using the stuff. It's not a bad thing. That's just why you see this, and some people will think it's gimmicky. It sometimes is. Sometimes it's just they want to work with a tangible word, or they want the direction to be in a certain way. So these looks really good. We already talked about a lot of that. I really like the way it's going. I don't know if I like the way it looks comparatively. It's looking kind of like the PS5, a little less. It's not as rounded, but it looks pretty cool. I think it does, at least. In the sense of, like, I think it's going to feel good. I think it's going to play well. I don't know about it having a sheen on it, because it looks like it might be a little glossy, and that can be a little annoying, but but yeah, let's see here. What else am I missing? I feel like I'm missing something on this. Project xCloud. Okay, I think they've already done that, right? Yeah, the immersive. So, are they? Maybe they're trying to release. That's like in 5 years. Damn, that's so far away. There's no way. I could see this being launched in about 2 years. Like an immersive games and app platform. I don't see it being any longer than that. On the hardware side, Microsoft foresees things like next-gen DirectX, ray tracing, dynamic global illumination, machine learning based super resolution, micro polygon rendering optimization, and more. The system could allow for different types of. That's true. We have a lot of software that's improving the quality and be able to play at 4K, 8K potentially with not too many consequences to visuals. The thin OS, $99 consumer or handheld devices that rely on xCloud computing. Interesting. So I'm just curious. Yeah, it's going to be like the Chromecast potentially. None of this stuff's outside the realms of, like, this is all. I think people could have predicted it. Yeah, the thin OS, lacking thin OS for this could be also maybe the direction they're going with Windows, maybe, but seems weird. Who knows? It's the graphical innovations. They're definitely relying on software heavily. Interesting. An ARM64 co-designed with AMD or licensed AMD IPv Navi. This is a refresh, partially. An ARM64. I'll have to dig deeper into this. It's a very interesting concept. I know I need to look at. Interesting. So, okay. So, in 7 years, they plan on releasing the new device? Am I reading that right? Yeah, okay. We'll get, I get this now. Okay, let's get into a little bit more of chat. For old arcade games, get the Mio Mini Plus. It's only $60. Yes. Cascoder direct to cloud might be what Stadia did, where it pairs to your router for low latency. Yeah, that's exactly. So it's going to pair with the network, and then but you still need a connecting device to it. So yeah. Oh yeah, and plus on top of that, you're right. Even if it's with the Xbox, if you play your games in the cloud, okay, which is a big deal. If they can do that with my PC, with my, I don't know. There's a lot of cool. I think there's a lot of cool things going. Let's see. Discless PS5, $400. Discless Series X, $5. Yeah, simple conclusion: Xbox is shooting shooting to its foot again. Raichi, I actually kind of agree with you. We'll see, Raichi, how it actually turns out. Xbox will most likely match to compete. I can almost guarantee you and this is leaked. Some of this is old. I bet you they readjust. They might even lower it down to $400. I would not be surprised. Lumkey, Google good at killing projects so far. Oh, Google is really bad at not letting it go long term. They don't understand that sometimes things take decade plus to see a green in the money making. Cascoder, anything to not give you Hall effect out of the box, I guess, right? It's all digital consoles. What is ThinOS? Is the Xbox interface for other platforms? Yeah, it's going to be a low key Windows system that they're probably building. It's probably a system that they're building to interface with their cloud network to have probably doing it in conjunction with Windows so that they can do a digital Windows device, and then also like an online Windows device where it's the whole operating system streamed, which we've seen services do this. It's probably going to also be for Xbox cloud gaming. Almost guaranteed. Is it thin OS? Almost always as thin as possible, just for connecting to the servers. It will also have drivers for like controllers and stuff like that. It's an interesting, ambitious project. Albeit not that ambitious, it'll be interesting to see how they do it. It'll probably have, it could even be maybe the move to Linux on it. Or Unix, that is. Chris, I really want to buy a Razer Ran PS5 controller, but I can't find one that is cheap to buy. If you could help me with it. I could maybe. I don't know if there's going to be a cheap one. If it's a specialty controller, then probably not. Cascutter, so now we get the red flag. Read the architecture for the next Xbox. ARM64, goodbye BC. Before, are we talking about BCAD? ARM64 a bit so until Windows gets better with ARM and move it over to Xbox. Windows is fine with ARM. The problem is it doesn't do a great job of emulating it. Okay. Yeah, we're getting really into the woods into the bushes, woods, trees, everything on this. I think ARM64 is an interesting decision. One slide suggests Microsoft was seeking to forge deals with AMD for the Navi 5 graphics and Zen 6 CPU core, which is, that's so far. We're going to be seeing a freaking Steam Deck 3 right there. In any case, it may have already begun its plans. Another slide title. Yeah, AMD also has their plans set out in a decade from now, too. So, not surprised. That's one. I'm surprised Microsoft hasn't bought AMD yet. But hardware design and hybrid game design starting in 2024 with dev kits available by 2027 and shipping by 2028. That's going to have to be that ARM64. This is going to be the next gen. Like, think of it as Xbox, the one that's after Xbox Series. It's a refresh. Even if they want to say Pro, that's going to be big enough jump, I think, to actually be like a next gen. We'll see, though. The slide appears to be part of the conversation. Okay. There's a lot here that I need to dissect before I talk to you guys about it. Lowly chat here will not understand it. I'm just kidding, guys. Okay. Let's get into the Steam 3.5 stuff. You guys can start telling me how I'm wrong that it's an amazing update. Proton's slowly working on ARM 2. It won't be far too. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Okay. Rachie, I missed the day games were made for custom specialty CPU, GPU, unlike now we use multitasking CPU. Yeah, we have been using multitasking CPU, GPUs for a while. In fact, it's better the way we do it now. It makes it more cohesive and more symbiotic. I know people are going to like this. People are going to like this. PlayStation, Xbox, Steam, aka PC. If you're releasing a game for all three of those and you can match the architecture really easily, like AMD, Intel, moving over to ARM is going to be an interesting one, but maybe, I don't know. That one's a weird one though. We'll see. But moving to these architectures being so closely reduces the amount of bugs. PlayStation 3 was a nightmare to develop for, and I don't blame people not liking. There's companies that just did not. I would not have liked developing for the PlayStation 3. I think it was a bad way to do it, even though it was unique and cool at the time. I defended it at the time, but in the long run, doing it this way just makes it a lot easier on the developer, which I like. Raichi, I mean general usage CPU. Okay. I might have sent you something. What'd you send me? What did you send me? Where is it? Oh, okay. Am I going to get in trouble for looking this up? Tonight, the Steam client back-end added references to a VR-focused version of the quick access menu like in Steam Deck. QAM notification for remote play features while in VR. The VR simulation on desktop debug tools. Yeah, it's... maybe they're announcing something before Meta Connect. It definitely could. I would not be surprised. We're getting more and more symbiotic connections, or essentially they're bridging Proton and Steam clients, SteamOS, all that type of stuff to work with VR and to have better systems. Yeah, the quick access menu is awesome. The remote play with VR is a really cool, interesting one too. VR simulation on desktop debug tools. That's an interesting one that they're adding that. It's all gearing towards Steam VR in the next year. I could see that. They have probably 2, maybe 3 projects they're working on right now. Steam controller. I know the Deckard will be an interesting one. The Deckard, and then potentially a console. Don't think they're working on the Steam Deck 2 yet. Maybe refreshes the Steam Deck, but we'll see. It might be included in a different device. Viesta, welcome. I might have sent you something. Oh, Viesta. Oh, okay. Yeah, Viesta. I know, I'm so bad at... Yes, thank you. Yeah. And Viesta's done a great job of informing me on stuff like that. Like, he does a great job. Lone Key, with the new Linux kernel add support to more hardware drivers updates, they can work on better fix for the games. It won't be day one surprise. Yeah, exactly. Yes, Viesta, I found it. Thank you. Europe, same for OG Xbox, PS2, and GameCube. Sometimes they didn't get the game on day one of different consoles, sometimes years later, and you can say the same for Genesis and SNES, yes. And there was multiple reasons, too, with that. Contracts, delayed stuff. We're kind of getting that back into that again. Lumkey, by the way, seems Valve is in Japan with an event going on there. Oh, really? Oh, interesting. I did not know that, Lumkey. Viesta, now that Stone 3... Steam... Wow, I am... Sorry. Hope I'm not getting sick. My throat is just really dry. Now that SteamOS 3.5 is in preview, I think most of their focus is now on the VR. So I'm 100% expecting something soon. Would be cool to see desktop VR. In fact, I'm starting to believe the Deckard will not be a standard PC VR headset, but an add-on to something more. Yes, I would not be surprised if the Deckard project ends up being a console-based system or a portable system that will have a VR AR headset. They might go AR route. Who knows? There's a lot of directions that they can go. So, and if there's one thing Valve likes doing is being cutting edge. So, we have a lot of cool things. Now to the Steam Deck OS 3.5, because, yeah, we need to move on. Tell me, guys, why is this good? What is your favorite feature that's coming in the Steam Deck OS 3.5? My favorite one is improved like they're updating the graphics drivers. They're just upgrading a lot of drivers and desktop things. This is a not very common opinion. I don't like software-based vibrance controls. I don't think, and I deal with colors a lot. I'm not going to say I'm a designer in any way, but I have to deal with colors and stuff like that. The Deck screen definitely is not the best one. The ROG Ally, much better. But tweaking it with software gives it an artificial feel to it. It's not quite right. I do think it looks better. So with this, they do have a slider option that looks slightly better. Anything more makes it look horrible and cartoony, which I'm not. If the game is supposed to look like a cartoon, fine with that. If the game is Red Dead Redemption, I'm looking at freaking Candyland here. No, I don't want that. Let's see, boosted emulator. HDR can now be enabled in display. Okay, so HDR and VRR, these are ones that people get confused about every time. Just to help solve it for everyone, HDR and VRR are not supported by the Steam Deck's screen. This is for external TVs and monitors, which is great. In fact, I'm kind of surprised it has not been supported yet. It's actually kind of ridiculous. So VRR, you can think of it as like FreeSync, right? If I'm not mistaken. You guys can correct me if you want. FreeSync style kind of thing, G-Sync kind of style. It's supposed to help with screen tearings and stuff like that. It's supposed to give you kind of that syncing without losing performance. HDR looks amazing. Honestly, the Steam Deck could use a screen upgrade. I think everyone, even Valve, realizes the screen is just not great. But yeah, it's cool that HDR and VR are now supported. They reworked the quick access scaling settings to separate scaling from filtering, which is good. Fixed touchscreen orientation while external display is connected, which once again, another good one. Like these are a lot of good quality, and this is display. A lot of good quality updates. Fixed an issue where certain workloads would exhibit severe CPU. This was a major issue. Yeah, unless you disabled SMT. Yeah, that was a major issue with some games and I believe emulations even. So that's good to see that they fixed that. External storage devices are now auto-mounted when connected to the Steam Deck to format or manage storage devices used in. Yeah, they kind of already were, weren't they? It's an interesting one. Maybe they just improved the system. Yeah, but this is a big one. Updated the graphics driver with many performance and functionality improvements, improved performance for Starfield, fixed view, which I heard made it playable, meaning you can play almost anywhere in the deck on the deck at 30 frames per second is what I'm hearing, which is cool and puts it very close to performance on the ROG Ally, which that's an interesting concept. I think the ROG Ally is probably still going to beat it in the long run because you're going to just pump more power into it. In Amnesia, the bunker, and the launch failures for Immortal and Avium, and yeah, so there are a lot of graphics updates. Honestly, this feels too big. They should have broken this up into multiple fixes. This is what happens when you don't release something for a while. Firmware updates added voltage offset settings, which I think you can under voltage and over voltage, and I think people are going to be pretty happy about that. It offers more overclocking and underclocking capabilities, so you can save battery or really push your deck to the limit. Highly recommend did not screw around with that if you don't know what you're doing. Yeah, and then they updated Arch, which is always good. Brink stability. They updated the KDE Plasma. This is always good to see this type of stuff. And the way that SteamOS works is that a lot of the stuff is free. Like updating Arch is free, but they still have to test it and make sure that nothing gets over. Okay, let's see what you guys have to say, peeps. Let's do this. Let's dive into what you guys want from the SteamOS 3. Viesta, now that SteamOS 3 is in preview, I think most of their focus is now on their VR, so I'm 100% expecting something soon. Would be cool to see a desktop VR. Yeah, honestly, I'm a big VR person. I am going to play Half-Life Alyx on the VR sometime when I stream. I love it. I think you guys should watch it. It's amazing. Lumkey, Boiling Steam, posting updates on Mastodon. Oh, interesting. This Cascade or Steam Deck 2 that's sleek enough to snap into a headset. I could see a modular system like the Deckard being modular would be awesome. The touchscreen on the deck is awful. The touchscreen on the deck is not great. Lumkey, just from DVI port, if I remember, not all docks support it. Okay, well, VR will be supported from USB-C adapter, and just HDR will be supported. And not every, that's why getting a good dock matters. And the cool thing about the Valve one is that they can flash they can update the firmware, and I think everything's spec'd to support VR and HDR. I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong. I'm not wrong on that. That means you're gonna have to get a different dock. Lumkey, the HDR and VR, I mean, yes. Okay, Lumkey. Yeah, and Satanic, welcome. Spencer, don't quote me, but I think the SMT fix improves performance and control. Yeah, it could also perform, which is kind of funny because that's one of their opening day titles. Foombooter, congrats on 10K. Thank you, Foombooter. That is so great of you. You've been, so many of you guys, including you, Foombooter, has been around for so long and supporting me through all this. It means so much. I really, I'd never, if you would have told not 5-year-old, but 5 years ago me, that I would be here doing what I'm doing right now, I would be laughing. Because I was thinking about just doing a podcast, and I was not thinking about doing YouTube. Satanic, what VR headset do you use? Alex is the only game I'm interested in. I use the Steam Index. It's pricey. If you're looking, like, it's hard. If you have the money, get that. If you plan on wanting the best experience in Half-Life Alyx and you have the room and everything. What I'd ultimately recommend, though, is probably wait a little longer and see what Valve comes out with. Whatever Valve's going to come out with, guaranteed Alyx is going to play great on it. Half-Life Alyx is amazing game. I'm so sad that not enough people have been able to play Half-Life Alyx. It is so good. I'm a Half-Life fan, though. But it's so good. Eureka, like all this, but I still would like better support for anti-cheat games. Yes, and that's hard because they have to work with these companies. They can't just support it out of the gate. Like, if a company doesn't want to work on SteamOS because they just don't trust it, what do you do? The only way you can work through that is through relations. And so we'll see how they do. They just got to prove themselves and prove that people want more. Maybe they need to have a little button that says, hey, do you want this to be Steam Deck approved? Every time you press this button, we're going to email the developers. I don't know. I think that's the only way you're going to get some of these companies to actually do it. Lomke, yeah, Steam Deck dock support is just for DVI port only. Okay, so far I know, unless it changes. How many years do you think we just have handheld PC or PC where we don't see consoles? Chris, how many years do you think we just have handheld PC or PC where we don't see consoles? Are you talking about like console updates? Handhelds are weird, and the PC world's weird. We can innovate and iterate very quickly, and just kind of works. Consoles are designed in a different manner, right? So the next iterations of consoles are going to be in about 5 years. It looks like 5 to 6 years. I think we've seen Sony's, Reaper, the best VR games for me are The Walking Dead, Saints and Sinners, Half-Life Alyx, No Man's Sky, and Lone Echo. I have not played it. I need to get my VR set up again. Here, I could do it pretty easily. I have Saints and Sinners. I have not played it yet. I love zombie stuff. Half-Life Alyx is just so good. Satanic, I just bought my new PC. A 13700K, 32 gigabyte, 250 gigabyte, and a 2 terabyte M.2 100-watt power supply, RTX 3090. No more gadgets this year. Well, yeah, I don't blame you, Satanic. That thing is beastly. Good job. Congrats, man. Okay. Let's move on to the next topic. Once again, you see where I'm going, right? I don't cover Steam Deck updates anymore. I used to. I thought they were boring. They do really well. Like, I should. This is one that I might still do a video update on. The passion for trying to cover this specific thing is not quite there. I'd rather do hypotheticals, or I'd rather do, hey, Steam Deck 2, what's it going to be? And then go over what I'd expect them to do and get into more details on that. or what I'd like to see. I like doing those types of content more. I'm a little bit more of a dreamer than a driller downer into this type of stuff. Even though it would give me a lot of good views. And maybe I should just bite the bullet and do it. I don't know. I know people love the color thing. I think that's awesome. I think these are all great add-ons. It does not get me that excited. Except for obviously the GPU. And there's a lot of, it's the other things that I would expect naturally to come with a PC device, which would be driver updates, stuff that would help improve the performance, which is already something I was kind of expecting. So, Securo at the random save point before 48:52, camera spin now locked to 60. We can go into this. Oh man, I'm not on the phone where I can like collapse them. I wanted this. Oh, there was a specific one. $24 to $30. Yeah, interesting. Yeah. Okay. We can get into that. Okay. This is something near and dear to me, and I'll get back to your guys' comments in a section. Counter-Strike 2 is probably going to release next week, so just keep an eye out for that. And the reason I say that is I love Counter-Strike. Counter-Strike 2 sounds awesome because you have Counter-Strike 1.7, Source, Global Offensive, whatever Global Offensive has become. But now they're counting to 2, and it's an interesting one. I've seen stuff on it, and I've seen like the technicalities, the technical aspects of this is amazing. I'm not going to go into this for too long, but it's crazy. And with the way that this is built with Source Engine and everything, you probably expect it to run pretty well on the deck. I don't know if I want to play a professional shooter on the deck unless maybe I'll try learning to use the gyroscope more. But yeah. I wish I was invited to this beta because I love Counter-Strike. This will probably get me back into playing multiplayer games again. I really like it quite a bit. Okay, let's... 3.6 already out. Nothing new yet. Do you have an old... The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners is worth it. Oh, I own it. I haven't... I moved houses. Okay, so when I bought it on sale, and then I moved, and in the process of moving, I packed up early, and I haven't unpacked it yet, and who knows? I don't think I'm moving from where I'm at right now, but you never know. Just all that other stuff. Satanic, my i7 was getting long in the tooth, no options to upgrade further. Yeah, Yep. I think you went the right route. Counter-Strike with a controller? Nah. Well, so here's what I'm going to say. You get a mouse and keyboard for your Steam Deck. I will probably do that. Well, I already have that. I already have that set up. So if I want to screw around while I'm upstairs watching a movie with fam, I can do that. What I will probably do is just practice like while in bed. You got to practice in bed, or else you just don't get better. No, but play against bots and stuff like that. As long as they have bots and all, I like to practice and just like I want to clear my brain. I want to like just chill and not do anything that's especially because I'm trying to get away from Reddit. It's all I did for half the day. Is that. And I improve it's nice. It's nice and therapeutic. When I play online, it's going to be a lot more intensive. Spencer, we just need downloading updates in sleep mode. Oh, I agree with that, Spencer. See, that's the thing. That's one that I'd be like, yeah, let's do that. There's a lot of other ones I would like to see updates-wise for it. Honestly, dual booting, if I was going to say 3.5, like what I'd want to see, 3.5, release to the world, dual booting. BT Maverick downloaded the 3.5 and started getting little glitches here and there. Was well worth a check out, but performance overlay display disappeared and couldn't log in to my cryo utilities until I switched back to beta. That's another thing people are going to realize. A lot of stuff that you've configured will potentially, because the Arch update, maybe graphics update, but the Arch update could mess up a lot, like plugins and stuff. Lumkey, I do want auto TDP on the SteamOS. Ooh. Agreed, actually, auto TDP would be nice. Let's see here. There's a software package allowing you to run selected PC-based arcade titles on your own hardware with full support for keyboard and mouse. Okay. Counter-Strike Neo. Weird. What's the compatibility? Is this for when, like, you probably can download this and install it through Steam. If there's not, like, I'd have to look into. I know someone requested me to make a walkthrough on this. Maybe I will. I don't know. We'll get into my whole things that I'm. Yeah. Show you American Story. Oh, that's right. This. Workout simulator. Let's not do that. Is a zombie. The Show You American Story. I swear I've seen this. It's a brand new RPG and an enthusiastic love letter to the 80s pop culture, and that features a strong taste of B movies. Follow Choco's journey of truth and revenge across North America as she grows stronger. Actually, that sounds pretty sick. Actually doesn't sound bad at all. You gotta love the fitness thing, though. And her pet rat. It could go really, like, it looks cool. It could go very poorly, meaning it's like a JRPG, hack and slash JRPG that sometimes they don't flush out the worlds very well in the story, and so it doesn't it's not as three-dimensional as I'd like. But yeah, this is definitely what I'm looking. I'm gonna wish list this. Raichi. Yes, BT Maverick, welcome. If I have not said so, welcome, man. Also, you can set the game resolution in the game options. Yes, you can. BT Maverick, I had to do that with the Pathless game. Yep. Okay. Yeah, this looks, honestly, promising. The requirements are very low. So, good chance that this will play really well on the Steam Deck. Interesting. I wonder what the target is for this game. What other games have they made? Oh, this... sorry. Okay. Dying Reborn. At first, I'm like, it's a horror fishing game. Mostly positive. That's good. So this is their... So they're an indie studio, per se. I mean, they have a publisher, but I'd still consider them an indie studio. Interesting. Huh. Very ambitious, then, to do the Show You American Story. Interesting. Okay. Makes me just makes me want to do my own thing. Okay. So here we are. We're come to the impasse of what Games Revealed is. I'm 10,000. So I'm going to do a special thing where we're going to party or do whatever, do giveaways, whatever. We'll have stuff. I'm as much as I can promise. And please, like, at me if there's anything you want to see more of from me, if there's anything you want to see less of. I have two major focuses in my life when it comes to this type of side stuff. I have my projects that are umbrellaed under Games Revealed. I have the content that's umbrellaed under Games Revealed. The focus, what the people's wants, the Brink channel, and then I have Space Breach, which is from Bunny Strike, and that's the Bunny Strike umbrella. I just giving you an overview of what you're going to see from me in the next year. And I'm going to try to be more streamlined and not as many promises, but still fun stuff to do. So, and please don't mind, I'm not trying to bore. I just want you to be a part of this process. That's why I'm doing this. As far as projects, we've got the Revealed project, or Deck Revealed, if you know. It will still be Deck more or less deck focused. I have been reworking some of the systems on it. This has been a very annoying thing. If I was not supporting the Steam Deck, the revealed project would have a lot already attached to it. Potentially be more than halfway done. Roadblocks, design blocks, a lot of different blocks and architectures. Some on my part, I've had to reboot it once because of things. I'm still going with Electron. I'm still going with a lot of stuff that you probably saw me do with it. I'm just deciding a certain aspect to it, and some of this tech does matter because I'm a one-person shop. So like the deck revealed project and that Patreon, I still haven't closed it yet. I do apologize. I will close it soon. I'm just been wanting to make sure the Games Revealed Patreon's set up properly, and then you'll get everything through that. I probably won't. I will bundle a little bit of the deck revealed stuff through it, but for the most part, the deck revealed will be its own thing. The free tier will be more generous now. People that contributed to it will have more, like I've mentioned in the past, you'll have a lot of time for free with it and other things. I got burnt out. Also, health things this year, unemployment things. A lot of things happened this year. It's another reason why Games Revealed has not been worked on as much. If you noticed, I have not released a lot of videos that were not podcasts over the past almost month, pretty much. I have not released. I want to, and I've wrote up things. I'm going to start doing more ad hoc or more things that are lightly scripted on both the Games Revealed and also on the Brink channel. So content-wise, you can probably, and I don't tell me if this is boring, but please at me. I want to know what you guys want. We can chat about things still as I do this, but content-wise, you're going to continue to see the podcast. The podcast is going to have games, hardware, guests, and then I'm going to actually be opening up another portion of the podcast. It's going to be a different podcast technically, but it will be released on Games Revealed. Devs. I'm going to get a hold of devs and the development process and talk with and interview and do stuff with developers. When this is going to happen could be anytime in the next month or two is my plan. And so you'll get insights into games coming out, into way games are built. A lot of different insights with this. I'm going to tailor it to be both game dev and game consumer heavy, oriented. So if you're a gamer, don't know much about game development, hopefully you get something about it. So behind the scenes, maybe how things were built. Flip side, it will also include maybe technologies they used and some other stuff. It's not going to go too heavy into super dev stuff unless it's maybe behind the scenes bonus level or something I do with it. Okay. So the podcast is going to be a big one. Then I'm going to plan on doing around 10 minute videos that will be opinion pieces, which are going to include reviews, like dirty reviews, in that they're not going to be scripted, but they're going to be slightly scripted checkpoints and stuff. And if this is boring you, I do apologize, but this helps me think. And then if you guys have something, I'd love to hear it. But yeah, so 10-minute opinion pieces, that will include reviews, overviews, announcements, stuff like that of hardware. I will do some games, but I only have so much time. It will probably be a little bit more in the hardware field as there's not as much going on there. Games wise, it's so hard to cover every game out there. So content wise, you can expect a lot of this type of content for this foreseeable future. If I get really creative, I might. I've been thinking about potentially doing around 20 to 30 minute specials that would really dive into how a game's made and stuff like that. So stuff that will be fun. Satanic, more survival horror topics, game content in October would be cool. I plan on it. The Halloween special is going to be games, horror, stuff like that. I do plan on doing podcast wise. Yeah, you're gonna see a lot. Um, you're gonna see a lot of Halloween stuff come. Yeah, Halloween's my favorite thing, and I like horror. I try to relegate horror more or less over into the Brink category, so you're gonna continue to see more horror, um, opinion pieces on things that are beyond games. You'll see me maybe talk about some stuff here. Games, world, stupid stuff potentially when I do like vlog style, maybe vlog esque, but they're not. It's vlogish, vlogish, but not fully. It's not gonna be like updating me on my life or anything like that. Kind of what I'm doing right now, but stuff like that. Maybe dev updates. This could also include dev updates too. Like I might do a whole series on dev updates for the game, for projects essentially. Dev updates for projects, which it's the game kind of, I guess. Even though I said it's going to be down in Space Breach. But yeah, projects revealed. We got the website, which is a little neglected. The newsletter is a little neglected right now. I'm trying to find a way to bring everything together and still have time for stuff because I'm a one-person team with, a lot of people that help, but I'm the brunt of it, and Wolf does a lot too. Let's see here. Community, you got community projects. I have these projects, these things that are going on. Maybe I won't do focus right now, but my focus will be on try not to get too far into the woods on new projects. I have the stuff I've committed to. Honestly, if I just make podcasts, some content on things, give my opinions, and reviews. I guess also in here will be reviews. Oh, wait, reviews. Hardware and games reviews, too. So I have a review that I made a couple of months ago that I'll probably release soon. My thing is trying to, Lumkey, not to worry about stuff being boring. I am fighting with ants when you said that. Fighting with ants. Are you playing, like, Fallout? Playing against some of those ants? So the focus is going to be release podcast more, or just like a couple of videos, whether it be on the Brink's channel, and I could probably get game, and I won't even put streaming on there, even though I do a lot of streaming. Streaming might wrap into the game soon if I don't have enough time. These are what I really ultimately care about. The revealed project I do care about, and I am still working on it. Like I worked on it yesterday. I just long term, I really want to get a tech demo out and see if I can get this game demo going. This tech, because I want to be able to hire. Off of that, I want to be able to potentially hire or contract with a modeler and another person. But that's my focus. Satanic. I like Santiago on YouTube. He tests entire franchises on Steam Deck to see if it plays and tweaks for best performance. Ooh, I do like that type of stuff too. Raichi, the subscribers should watch 3 episodes of Sucker for Love in the Brink channel, and after that do a trivia. Ooh. I really need to cross promote. Maybe I'll start focusing on cross promoting. Cross promotion and just letting people know when things are going on. I've done some stuff on the Brink channel that is actually, I think, pretty funny and pretty fun. Raichi, you're right. Like the Sucker for Love playthrough, people might not like the concept of that. LoJack, I think deep down he loved it. It was hilarious. I loved it. I could have maybe edited those videos down more, but if you are just not, if you're just screwing around and playing something, whatever, and want some like background video, the Sucker for Love one on the Brink channel is really good. But yeah, and after that, do a trivia. Rachie, what way do you want me to do the trivia? Do you want me to do the trivia on the Brink channel? I'm kind of curious how you're relating to that, which is it's interesting. I could do more trivia. What do you guys want to see more from me? Out of curiosity, I'll give you guys some time. Please let me know what you'd like to see more of and less of. Obviously, it's hard because I'll ask this, and if I don't do exactly what you guys want, doesn't mean I'm not listening. I will still frame it and try to get to it. It's just I also have the desires and stuff and directions and all that I do, and also just dealing with it should get better hopefully in the next few months, but we'll see. Like I have other personal stuff I'm dealing with right now that's just making it a little harder for me to focus and actually get the stuff I need to done on this. I think questions about your video gameplay. I think. Wait, what are you asking, Wolf? I'm not quite understanding. So the Space Breach thing, there's going to be a tech demo. It will probably take me about 6 months to build. I'm only a couple of weeks into it technically, like in the sense of like full-time development time into it. Technically, I'm into it more like 4 months. If you want to talk about, I've done a lot of game design and all that. Just haven't built it. Eureka, you doing a lot? You doing a lot already? Do you sleep? Yes, I do. It looks like I do a lot, but I technically don't. I could be releasing 3 videos a week that aren't podcast episodes, and still spend time with my family and Space Breach and all that. It's not. That's the point of the reviews and opinion pieces and stuff like that. My point of doing because I'm trying to go away a little bit more from the walkthroughs and guides because I want to focus on building my game. And they were getting really frustrating because I'd make one, they'd break because 3.5 comes out, let's just say as an example, whatever it is gonna come out, it's gonna make it harder for me to get then I have to go create a new one. And if I delist that previous YouTube video, which I have some that do work still technically, but could be improved upon, or there's some tweaks that need to happen. It would, if I delist that, it's 150,000 thing, and it can, delisting it can reduce my income to negative potentially. I don't know if YouTube actually takes money, but like I made money off that video. Not a lot, but I made money off of it, and you get penalized for that, and views, and there's a lot of things that can hurt by delisting. And so if you haven't noticed, I do these streams, I do the podcast, I like sharing my opinion, like talking with people, like doing a lot of this different stuff. So you can definitely expect me to continue on doing the podcast. I like doing the podcast. The problem is with the podcast, it's really hard to grow a podcast. Very hard. Even you'll notice my numbers are drastically lower with a podcast release as opposed to a regular video, 10-minute video. Part of that is it's hard for people to commit to a 10 or an hour-long podcast if they're new than a 10-minute video. I am releasing more and more shorts to help, but I need to release more clips too, which I will be releasing in a separate channel, which I guess I could put that into here. Games revealed highlights. So the Games Revealed highlights channel will be a thing that will have clips in it. So And that's just more or less so that you don't get duplicate on this main channel. I might release one clip on the main channel. It's still a work in progress. You'll probably see it in the next few weeks. Raichi, oh, thank you. Oh, paid for a hamburger. Can't wait to get that hamburger. Thanks, Raichi. You're the best. Yuripa, are you going to play the new Cyberpunk expansion? Yes, I am. I plan on playing it. This, I will also be doing, in the Brink horror opinion, I will be doing weird topics / games. I like that type of stuff. You can kind of, I don't want to copy Markiplier, but I like the way Markiplier does some of the stuff. I like quirky things. Streams potentially. Once again, I'm streaming on Twitch again, but I wouldn't be against streaming certain things. Maybe bring back my podcast-esque thing of like covering certain weird topics. What you're seeing here is stuff that I've kind of done on and off. So it's fun stuff. We'll see. The Brink channel is a secondary. You'll notice that it's not my focus. My focus is the podcast, a couple of videos, which could include into the Brink, my game, cross-promotion. Technically, the podcast and the game is what this really is. These other two things can derive from this. So really trying really hard. Raichi, you should make a burger live. I should. I really want to have a cooking setup that I can stream with. Get a cast cutter, get a George Foreman. Oh my gosh. I'd be too afraid to burn my foot in the middle of the night cooking in the bed. No, I'm just kidding. Isn't that like an Office reference? Cast cutter private the video. Yeah, I could private the video. Private in the video, I think, also hurts the algorithm wise. Satanic, I think I found your channel from you trying to get all the Resident Evil games to run. That was the stream, Satanic. That was a stream. That was a stream, the Let's Chat stream, essentially, from a year ago. And yes, Yuripa, I know I answered this already, but I'm going to answer it one more time. Cyberpunk expansion on Twitch, I will be playing it. I'm going to be replaying all of Cyberpunk. So I won't be getting to the expansion this week. I need to get through Starfield. I'm starting to get a little bored of Starfield. I'm building. I have like 50 hours into Starfield, and I'll be honest, I'm kind of bored with it. I'll probably come back to what I'll probably do is rush through the main story, rush through the missions, even though the missions can take so long, and then I'll probably stop. We'll see though. We'll see. Get an induction cooker. Yes. Oh, well, okay. Thank you. Thank you guys. Thank you. So trivia. What else do you guys want more of? Maybe I'm on the right path. Maybe I'm already doing everything you want. Is there whatever it is, I'll try to accommodate. I know I need to do more community things. And promote like Discord more. It's hard to commit to certain things, and then I don't end up going through with it all the way, and I feel like I hurt people, they don't understand what's going on, and I'm trying to cut that back. I'm trying to not be so, hey, here's this, here's that, here's everything. So I'm trying to be a little less spastic. I'll do that in my content. Cast Cutter, I'm at the end of the... I thought you weren't going to play that, Cast Cutter. Starfield's main campaign and haven't touched it in over a week. Bad Cast Cutter. Wolf, I think we need to do a Twitch integration games. I agree. So Twitch, but that's on the Brink stuff. Twitch integrations, period. I want to do... Oh, that's another one. As I do plan on doing Twitch points spending, and I'm going to try to tie that into giveaways. I've read through everything. It seems like I can do it as long as you just watch. I don't think you even have to follow or anything. I do see Starfield being on sale very soon to bring up numbers. Lumkey. Yeah, it'll be interesting. I could see it being $10, $20 off for the holiday season. Eripa trying to become an onigiri cooking VTuber. Onigiri? Oh, what is onigiri mean again? Ah, is that a thing? Are there onigiri VTubers? How are you VTuber onigiri maker? Honestly, this is an art form. This looks so simple, but making onigiri is actually not that easy, in my opinion. I'm sure once you get used to it, it's fine. But like I tried making it. It does not look like triangles. Mine look like balls. And that sounds so unappetizing when I say balls, but you know. Oh no. Origiri. Oh, I copied it over, so it was a typo. Wait, what? What's dude, are you oh my gosh. Okay, well, we're gonna stop with that. No. Origiri is a person. Yeah, I kind of was getting to that now. You're good. Cooking VTuber. Yeah, I'm not gonna be like that's too much work. I'm trying to slim down. I want to make my video game. I want to do the Brink will probably have my food stuff. Honestly, if you want to see me cook, if you want to see me do just anything weird, it's going to be on the Brink channel. That's my personality channel. I'm going to try to have my personality be on the Games Revealed is going to be games and hardware plus some development eked in there, but it's going to be related to games and hardware. That's what it is with my personality sprinkled into it. The Brink, a little bit of the opposite. Personality, stuff I want to do, things I like to do. You've probably seen stuff I've done there. It's my outlet for when I don't want to do because doing games and all this is very hard on YouTube because it's very saturated. Everyone wants to do it and all that. It's fun, but sometimes I just want to make a bloody burger and show you guys how to do it. No, but kind of serious. I want to do more off-topic things over there because it's stuff that's fun. It doesn't. When you're more generic with your content, the algorithm doesn't know how to do it, and it just doesn't do as well. I'm fine with that. If you haven't noticed, my numbers over there aren't great, but it's still fun. I like doing it. Chris Lee, anything as long as you don't have trouble doing movies. Wait. Oh, okay. What's the best PS5 controller for fighting games? Mikkel? So you might want to check out Mikkel Casanova's YouTube channel. He probably has a couple in there. He likes fighting games, and he has a couple of controllers. If you're looking for, obviously the basic PS5 controller is fine for the common person for it. If you're really into fighting games, though, you might want to get a fighting stick. And Mikkel has tested a lot of stuff. You could probably type in, fighting stick, Mikkel Casanova. He does a lot of stuff with that. I would not be a great I couldn't recommend a good one for you. Cascador, I wasn't going to drop $100 to play it early. I don't blame you. I wanted to, though. I shouldn't have, but I did. Rachie, can't you make poll posts what games are you more excited for the week? Yes, I'm going to do that. I'll do more poll posts. I'll do more. I'm assuming you guys are going to want more quizzes too, or quizzes. So YouTube also lets me do quizzes, and I'll do those too. And I know people have liked it kind of in the past, so I did it wasn't even that much of a trick question, but I asked about a certain Steam Deck feature and which one of these is correct. I'll do some of those fun ones. Yeah. Continue to expect a podcast. I want to get on average 2 a week. One's regular, one's a guest. Until I can kind of get my life back together, it might not happen every week. Expect Tuesday. Hopefully every Tuesday you're going to get one. Tuesday at 11 or 10 p.m. if it's Pacific. Most of the guest ones, unless it's a time sensitive, the guests will usually happen on Friday at 10 a.m. I just said before PM, I meant AM. 10 a.m. Pacific. And I have content creators that I'm talking with. I have Steam Deck people. That is going to be me having a fun time talking with other people about fun topics, whether it be current events or around subjects that we've already covered, like co-op games in a relationship with me and Susie, which honestly was a really funny episode. And really, if you have not seen it, are missing out. And then if you have any guests you want to see me interview on, or not interview, I don't like interview, like do an episode on with, let me know. Some of them don't answer back because I'm small or it's the first time I'm contacting them. Sometimes it's like people don't like that. Just go into their lives and like, hey, do you want to do this? I try to frame it in a really nice way. So if you really want to see me collab with someone, also letting them know is nice. So, as far as my opinion pieces, those will be ones where I do research for like an hour. I build bullet points. I do it for my own like opinions, but I also I have references from other things I researched to bring into it to give my opinions on stuff that's going on in games and hardware. These are pretty common, what I've been doing for the past year on and off. Like, this is not a very uncommon thing for me to do. What I've done in the past, the reason why I don't do as much content is because I've overthought it and done too much hard scripts, and I don't do scripting very well. I just don't. I've tried. I don't like scripting. And it's honestly hurt my content a lot. I wouldn't mind getting into scripting one day, better, but with time and everything, I just can't do it right now. To 20 to 30 specials probably be more scripted. And be honestly, a lot of the stuff is going to be podcast-esque style, I guess, with heavy, like with the 10-minute opinions and the specials will be heavily edited. Podcasts aren't heavily edited. They're brought to you raw and still wiggling. Kind of. I still edited them somewhat. The dev updates on games and stuff that I'm doing. Newsletter, website, those are in flux along with the revealed. These are all I'm using a monorepo potentially to utilize all three of these things to build it out again. So whatever that means, we'll figure it out as a community. But it's my secondary project. It's not my main project right now. The thing that would make me the happiest is to get a tech demo out of a game I want. But I have to brush up on Unreal again and brush up on stuff I've built and stuff I have. So there's a lot of work there to do. So I'm going to be doing a lot of learning in certain aspects. So we're going to be wrapping this up here in a second. Wolf, make me a VTuber and do videos of you making it. Wait. Me making a VTuber system for you, Wolf? I don't know where to start with that. Raichi, the secret is getting to good rice. Yeah. So I'm assuming it's going to be a sushi style rice, or is it seasoned rice? There's a lot that goes into this. I could go, there's a lot of different ways to make rice. People don't realize. And the way people make rice probably is wrong, depending on what type of dish you're making. Raw. WWE Raw. So, hopefully you guys get a little bit of an idea of what's going on. I will probably flesh this out again later, because I like to have a little bit of a mind map, a little bit of a spiel sesh. I like that you guys stuck around and chatted with me through this. It helps, and it kind of shows what I want to focus on. When it comes to content, it's always up in the air, but it's not going to be like drastically different than what I've made. I don't know. I just don't think I'm going to be doing certain things. We'll see. Steam Deck will still be an emphasis with this channel. I'm just not a main emphasis. It's going to be Just do what works. Yeah, Lumkia, exactly. I'm not trying to overthink it. I'm very much an overthinker, though, if you haven't noticed. I'm trying to get it into something that's manageable for my life. Because I like doing it. And it's not that I have to release a video every day or anything else like that. I want to do more content because I like it. And I want to see my numbers are growing pretty well in certain areas, but in other areas they could do much better. And that's because I'm doing more long form content and not short form content. Short form content brings a lot of views and helps grow the channel in other natural ways. Raichi, okay, everyone, it's getting late. The stream was great, but now it's time to go back and play in Starfield. Exactly, Raichi. I am far overthinker, makes me be distracted a lot. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Okay, guys, let's end this out. Let me say anything else you guys want to put in, do so. It's always great chatting with you. I love doing these streams. That's why I've been doing them almost since I started doing this as much as I have on this channel. We've hit 10K. We'll be hitting 11K. We're going to be hitting... The new goal is to try to hit 20K by the end of the year, but with that, it's we have a quarter left. So, ambitious. Who knows? If we do hit it, maybe I'll do full purple because I should have like a week or two off of work at the end of the year, and we'll have we'll have party times and stuff like that. We'll have some fun. By the way, Valve Steam Deck has availability worldwide. Sorry, down under. Oh. Was sorry down under? Or they're going to be down under? Australia is now included. That's good. Lumkey, last thing I wanted to say. What is it? Can you find out when the games come out? That's my last question. The games. When the games come out, which games? The Shoya, the Shoya American. So interesting. There's an interview there. If they haven't said anything yet, plan on this coming out next year. I could see them announcing it for either the beginning part or the end. We'll have to see. I haven't seen enough of the game. Now I want some onigiri. Yeah. Oops. I'll look into it. We don't know fully. I can't. So I won't be able to tell you when it's going to come out. If it was coming out this year, this little thing would not be saying TBA. I'd be really shocked if they did something. They'll usually change this about 6 months before it releases if they're an indie style. So 6 months to a year. You'll probably, if they depending on when this is put up, there's probably a good chance you'll find out by the end of the year when it's coming out, but it's probably not going to come out this year. Yuripa, I am playing playing Starfield Baldur's Gate, which I need to get back into. I have not played it. Cyberpunk and MK1 at the same time. Oof, dude, it is a good time to eat right now. As far as, if you guys couldn't see, I was on Twitter looking at it. Okay. Lomkey, what did you have to say? Weren't you saying something? Oh, that was the last thing you want to say. Maybe. Okay. Then it is awesome. Thank you guys for watching. Check out all the other goodies below that might be there. And got shirts. This brand or the Shop on Dead stuff will be moving over to the Brink channel soon. So keep an eye out there. I will try to honestly, I'm not going to try to make money off the merch really. Just enough to buffer things and pay for services. Like I pay for the website and a lot of weirdly enough, I have a lot of costs with the games revealed. But yeah, this will help go to that. I will try to make them cheaper so that people, if you like a shirt I have, it's just more affordable. I was going to go the route of discounts and just didn't do discounts as much with you guys. So if you're interested in shirts, I would love to do a 10T, potentially Games Revealed with the Brink shirt this Halloween, but we'll see. I want to do a tentacle, or I want to do a Cthulhu, honestly. Shirt. It would be fun. So, yes, everyone. Chris, you want more? You want some more good stuff? Okay, okay. 5 games you're looking forward to playing. We're gonna save that for maybe I'll do a video. I'm gonna put that into my notes, Chris. So keep an eye out for my stuff. Yes, I know it's fun. Tenties is a fun word to say. It's also super naughty without not being naughty. I am not streaming. I am tired. I would normally stream over on Twitch, but I have to get up early. I have a really, really busy morning tomorrow morning. So catch me Friday on Twitch, and we'll be doing Cyberpunk, actually. Because I think the 2.0 patch comes out tomorrow or tonight, and I'll be playing that Friday. So, peace out, everyone. Later, guys. Oh, what time? I will, Wolf, I need to start posting it on here. I start, honestly, that night, I'll probably start between 6 or 7 Mountain Standard Time. So 5 or 6 Pacific Time, if you want a kind of more generalized time zone. I will mention it, though, I'll try to mention it on YouTube, and I will try to start announcing that type of stuff more. But yeah, it's that night. I'm probably going to be really excited to play it, so there's a good chance if I'm really excited. Oh, no, my family's going to be here. I will announce it. I will leave this alone. You live in North Carolina? Nice. Good to know, Chris. I will let you know. I forgot. I have my parents coming into town Friday and Saturday, and so I do want to hang out with them. But I'm not going to cancel it, I don't think, but I'll let you know. I apologize, guys. Also, potentially Comic-Con in our area. So I will let you know on YouTube. I will let you know in Discord. If you're not in Discord, both those places are great places to know when I'm going to be playing that, but I'm going to be playing the hell out of Cyberpunk for the next few weeks. So with that, that's not North Carolina, probably, yes. Cool. Thank you, guys. Peace out. Later.